look on your face. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Madmen with a Box live for the 159th time. I am Pixel. This is Chris. He's returning, and he's mad.
Get me out of here. Get me. Someone help me, please. I need freedom from this hell.
I'll find the delete button. We'll get rid of this channel, and it'll be like we never existed. Can you imagine? No.
It'll be like every time they mention there's going to be a third season of Doctor Who next year.
Oh, God.
It'd be exactly like that time Shooty was in Graham Norton and said they were getting ready to film season 3.
Yes.
Get rid of that. That never happened.
That's not a thing. You can't have that. God. So let's go ahead and talk about what we're going to be discussing today, which is actually the returning Monsters Doctor Who. But we're not actually going to talk about that yet. Instead, we're going to talk about the fact that Doctor Who did not win the Emmy. Are you surprised? Are you shocked? Appalled a little bit?
Did I watch the Emmys? No.
No, neither did I.
I know Andor won stuff, which I'm happy for.
Good for them.
Other than that, yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Other Doctor Who news, there is none.
There's none. We have no news.
Really?
We could talk about, I guess they did go ahead and confirm that second Doctor Dalek Christmas story.
Oh, yes, the potential Daleks.
I could
Which I feel like it's just like, isn't that just Khaled's? But no, I'm happy. It looks like they're actually going back to the whole Dalek thing, which they set up at the end. Well, the first story, and then the end of the second story in the first box set. And then for 2 box sets, they're like, what plot thread? There is no plot thread.
Well, they had to go ahead and trial, you know. We know how you feel about Raven, Chris. It's okay. You know,
my girl boss. Girl boss gate.
I do have something to go ahead and bring up. Because of our topic, I go ahead and try to pull up something that way I can when I'm discussing it.
Are you going to talk about what you showed me earlier?
Yeah, I'm going to talk about what's worse than that. If you go on the bbc.co.uk, go under Doctor Who, which is listed as Doctor Who 2005 through 2022.
What? Good news for everyone that hates RTD2. It never happened, apparently.
If you go to... Maybe I just need to pull up this damn screen. Give me this moment. Let me log in so I can pull up all the comments and everything so that we can see this together. Because this is astounding to me. How horribly outdated this site is. And how it chooses to list things. You'll understand in a minute. Give me a second. Pulling up. Share your screen. That's right. Just buy me a second. It should be sharing now. So this is the monsters page. The reconnaissance.
Monster. I love how Space Racist is under monster, which is, yes, true. He is a monster, but like not in the way that like everything else is kind of technically quote unquote monster.
Yeah.
More like villain.
Yeah, the remnants, which were those freaking sheets of cloth. Yeah.
Yeah. Missy and the Master. Not technically monsters, but
they're the same. Like, they're different, but they're the same. Right? It's like, I don't know, Mondasian Cybermen, yeah, right there.
The landlord.
The landlord. And a lot of the suits. I don't even remember what the suits were.
That's oxygen. The capitalism.
Oh, right. But the suits themselves, it's just an odd way of putting it. I mean,
they're not the monsters, they're the threat of the episode.
The lice. Not even the space lice. Lord Sutcliffe. The heather creature. Yes! The heather creature.
Oh. Good old BBC.
Mr. Wraiths. Fleming. I'm astounded by this entire page.
Well, it's the BBC. You think they have put any thought into this?
No, they haven't. No, they haven't. The teller. Yeah, this page is horrible. Whoever is in charge of overseeing this should feel bad and resign immediately.
Jesus.
Okay. It's really bad. There's failing, and then there's this. Okay, that's enough of that. Hello, Gevain.
Hello, gentlemen. What did I walk in on?
Oh, well, we didn't really have any news, but we were talking about how horrible the BBC's page is for Doctor Who. I didn't even show the part where it says 2005 to 2002, but that's fine. This... It's just hilarious to me. Anyway, here, Gevain, with you here, we can actually start talking about our topic of the week, which is what we think the best returning monster for Doctor Who was.
Yes, but we had a stipulation. We could not pick Daleks because I feel like that would be I think that would be everyone's number one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Agreed.
So we threw Daleks out the window. Any returning monster that was in Classic Who that has returned on screen for New Who. So, sorry, Pteroleptals and Draconians, you got to mention in the Pandorica Opens, you didn't actually appear, so you don't count.
You're basic.
Alpha Centauri,
I mean...
You were on the screen, but...
But she's not a monster. They're not a monster. My bad. Yeah, no. So, Gevain, do you have what you think there's Joe of the Corallos as well. What's your favorite returning creature for Doctor
Who? This is hard in a sense because I'm not as familiar with all of the classic ones, but the three that came to mind were, I believe, of course, the Master, then the Cybermen, and the one that I'm kind of root for in terms of the best return, because I kind of looked at it that they probably got a better revision than what I've seen in Classic Who. So the one that I'm voting for is the Centaurans, because they finally made up their mind on what they should look like. I remember seeing short ones, tall ones that were like, what the hell? But it felt like with New Who, they finally locked in, went with Mr. Potato Head, but not really. And I think because of what is one of my favorite companions, episode with, was it with Donna? Is one of my favorite lines of hers, back of the head. I liked the Centaurans, the way they showed up in New Who, the way they used that little gamer kid, and eventually, he rebelled, which I thought it was a good line to go out with, mocking him with their own battle cry. So for me, I'll go with the Centaurans because it just feels like the Cybermen are the obvious choice. I think I'll be a little different. So yeah, I'm gonna put the Centaurans up as my choice for the evening.
Okay. Joe of the Corallo, you haven't missed much. We talked about how Doctor Who didn't win an Emmy. To no one's surprise.
Yeah, why would it? Why would it have won?
No. It was supposed to be for choreography of for the Beatles episode.
You know, because was there a lot of heat behind Doctor Who at this point that like they were a contender? Like, absolutely not. Like, no. It's like
yeah, no. But we're on to our topic this week, which, if you recall, is talking about the best returning monster for Doctor Who.
I mean, I think they did a good job with a bunch of them, you know, prior to the last two seasons. But you know, I don't think anyone is picking Omega. I don't think that's happening.
How dare you? Don't remind me.
You know, but you know, one update that I think really worked, especially like just like aesthetically, was the Silurians. I thought like the Silurian costumes. It like, look, I like Doctor Who and the Silurians. I think it's a great story. I am a Warriors of the Deep defender, but I'm not going to tell you that like those are really great. Like sea monster costumes, they're kind of rough, but in New Who, easily one of the best like glow ups is probably the Silurians. I think, you know, sort of like what Gevain was saying with the Centaurans. I love how easily recognizable, like how they were able to update the Centaurans, you know, and the Daleks more or less the same way, where it's like these are very clearly those monsters, but they've got a little more shine to them. They're updated, but you know, it's like it's not like a brand new model. It's you know, like an update on the previous designs, whereas the Silurians kind of felt like they're really completely from scratch, and to do like a completely sort of new design that's still like immediately recognizable, you know, I think really works. And when they came back again, it was a solid story, and I think one of the best New Who seasons. And they came back and they weren't the big bad at the end of the season. That's crazy. You know, like, my God. So yeah, so for this, I'm gonna say Silurians.
Okay. Well, damn it, I was gonna say Silurians too. Even though
it's a good choice.
It is a good choice.
You can elaborate. There's a lot more to say.
I mean, yeah, no, I think it's a fine story. But I'm of the opinion that the glow up works better for me too, because the whole thing is like they are also supposed to be like, oh well, there doesn't have to be this fun. And that's what the Doctor is saying. You can go ahead and you have similarities that you can find a new path forward, a future living side by side. It's harder to do that when there's supposed to be these weird aqua monsters that talk like this, which also doesn't make much sense when they're not the sea devils. So why do they look like sea monsters?
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, I guess since we haven't talked about it, I think the Mondasian Cybermen also deserve that mention, because when they come in that two-parter, it's fantastic. They look truly terrifying. How we remember them. And it's really just I'm almost sad that we went back away towards like regular ones after, because it's just something so terrifying in how they are built.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much my mention. My Chris, what are you thinking? What would you vote? What would you say?
See, I was going to pick Silurians initially as well, because I think, even though I do wish they had the third eye, I think that's the only thing that's kind of sours the new appearance. I'm okay with the modern appearance. It's just the fact that like we need to get rid of one of their key characteristic traits, which is the third eye. But I know they have now hand waved it away. It's just like, oh, it's a different, like, either it's a different clan of Silurians. Not all of them look the same. Mm-hmm. So, given that the ones from Doctor Who and the Silurians and then Warriors of the Deep they look different. They're not completely like the exact same. I was going to go with Silurians, but I think the fact is, like, after that, it's like, okay, good. They didn't constantly retread the whole thing with the Silurians. It's just like, they want the Earth back. You need to broker peace. Oh no, the peace has been broken. Damn it. It looks like it's not going to happen this time again, which seems to be like in expanded material almost every Silurian story. Same with the Sea Devils, which, I'm worried about with War Between the Land and the Sea. Are we just really retreading that again?
Yeah.
I love how none of us mentioned the Return of the Sea Devils, because even though they look great, it's one of the worst stories that we've had.
Yeah.
But design is fine.
Really is.
That episode was just awful.
Yeah, the design, it's great.
I'm okay with pirate sea devils. I mean, they live in the sea. Like, go ahead. Cool. That could be cool. That could have been fun. It's just an awful episode.
Too bad.
But I think the main thing with Silurians is, like, after that, every other appearance is just Madame Vastra. And I do like Madame Vastra, and she's at least something different with the Silurian. She's a Silurian that's, well, not only is she kind of like friendly with mankind, she's married to a human. So she is kind of that example of like, this can work.
She has a Sartarian for a butler.
And a Sartarian for a butler, yeah.
Yes.
After that, it's just mainly just Vastra that barely, aside from dinosaurs on a spaceship, which, the less said, the better. There's really nothing else with the Silurians after that. It's just kind of, we got this key character with them, and like, that's it. I would say, I feel like it would have to be Cybermen. I know that's the second easiest one after Daleks, but I think when Russell decided to bring them back for Series 2, I think he did it in the best way of, okay, let's set it in a parallel universe, and we'll play on the whole fear of technology taking over, going back to the Cybermen being like an allegory to something. So I really do like that. I think it's fitting for, like, quote unquote modern times. At the time, technology is booming. So here we go to a parallel universe where technology is like everything, even to the point where everyone stops and gets all information downloaded into their head. It's scary. So I think that works. Sure, there are some highs with some Cybermen episodes in Modern Who. There's also Nightmare in Silver.
Why do you like Nightmare in Silver?
There are times where they are just there as just, we need a threat in the episode. I'm looking at you, Dark Water, Death in Heaven. Although I like those episodes, the Cybermen are just there as foot soldiers because Missy is really the main antagonist of the two-parter. And then even then, that's a very master thing to have another recurring monster or threat be essentially underlings to the master or working with the master. So I do feel like it is the Cybermen, regardless of like certain episodes. I think Cybermen are probably one of like the best returning monsters. Because I'd say with Sontarans, like the problem is they made him out to be more of a joke when they brought them back. It wasn't really even until Chibnall where it's like you can have that comedic part to them. You know, they are funny looking. But like also somewhat semi taking them seriously. They are a threat. They are a military threat. It's just, I think, unfortunately, with like when RTD brought them back, giving them the very obvious potato looking design and just making them more of a joke. And then you have the only main Sontaran character, Strax, which I love Strax, but he is the comic relief. And that is just that is just what the Sontarans were kind of like relegated to. They are just the comic relief the entire time. That's why I was like, Sontarans, I don't know.
And yeah, I mean, they do have that in War of the Sontarans, but sadly after that, chocolate drives them right back.
Because
when Chibnall does something right, it has to go wrong.
Yeah, but then it really does fall down to the Cybermen. Because I picked the Sontarans. I think just visually they just got them better. But if you talk about the Cybermen, I think when they were brought back, they definitely were brought back as more of a physical threat. So they were brought back as someone who could rival the Daleks. I think up until that point, if someone was to like pretty much strike fear, and to everyone, it's always the Daleks. But I think the Cybermen, once they were brought back, they just came off more physically imposing than I would have thought of them as before. The ones from Classic who always felt a little, I don't know why, but they felt a little vulnerable, if that makes sense. Like they almost flimsy in a way. But yeah, these kind of like tanks that they came back as, and really just going head to head with the Daleks and going toe to toe and not really giving ground. I thought that that definitely leveled them up. And like you were saying, the whole technology bit, the obvious replacing man, that once you in a lot of ways once you get converted to a Cyberman, except for that one time, you're not coming back from it. Which I think with Bill, that was probably the most tragic use of that. Where it was just like, there's no happy ending with this one. She can come back as a program or software, whatever, nano machines or whatever it is. But yeah, once it's done, it's done. Same thing with Jackie when they went to the parallel universe, where that was messed up.
Yeah, I'd say with Classic Who, I think it's like maybe after Troughton until Earthshock is just like, with the Revenge of the Cybermen, it wasn't the best Cyberman story, and it kind of just like deflated them. Earthshock kind of brought them back up.
Yeah.
But then after that, they're just like, we are just monsters of the week.
Yeah.
That's all that they kind of just got turned into. And again, same with New Who after they came back. They're just like, we're just monsters of the week at this point. Sometimes they'll try and do something interesting. Sometimes they do Nightmare in Silver.
Yeah. But like, might as well though mention how they brought the Daleks back, since this is a pretty short episode anyway. Bring it back based on that Big Finish story Jubilee, really, because it's what Robert Sherman did that one, right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
It's just let me copy someone's homework. Oh, it's coincidentally mine.
It's my work.
It's that image of it's that image of Mr. Bean looking at the guy's work, but it's just two Mr. Beans.
But isn't it great that not only has he done that, but then he's also done the novelizations for both of the work that he's done?
Pretty much, yeah. But that
keeps doing his own homework.
Yeah, like the thing is, Dalek works so well because it's that one, you're bringing back an iconic villain. Two, it serves a purpose. It fits into the Doctor's character arc in series 1 of being, suffering from survivor's guilt. And you don't really, aside from what End of the World, where the Doctor mentions, like, I'm the last of my people, they fought this other kind, they lost, I had to end the war and all that. Bring the Dalek in, that also fleshes it out even more. It's like, oh, the Doctor like killed both of them to save everyone. And then that also fits into the finale where it's like, okay, we can kind of believe that the Daleks are back because we just saw one earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So it works really well. Hence why we decided not to throw Daleks out the window, because it is the most obvious choice.
Yeah, I also feel like honorable mention to the Autons, because it's part of what makes Rose work. Is
aside from Series 5, where they're like, we're not calling them Autons anymore. I don't know why. Moffat was just really weird with classic, like, returning monsters in that series. Autons were Nestine duplicates. The 11th Doctor referred to Silurians as Homo reptilia.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, I have to use the proper name. I have to use the Latin name. Mainly because I think there's an IRL running gag where the Silurians aren't really from the Silurian era, so it's weird to call them Silurians.
Yeah.
Yeah, we call them little people now. We don't call them that. Oh Lord.
Yeah, after that, Rose and then Pandorica opens Big Bang. Like, there's nothing with the Autons.
Yeah.
Which I'm kind of surprised. I feel like with the Master, they would have, or with Missy, they would have tried to like bring in hey, remember when the Master debuted with the Autons? Or debuted with another Auton story?
Yeah.
And then we have, let's even just go through the list of like returning like monsters.
Mhm.
Acra came back in Series 3. But they're just very different. Then they're just big angry crabs that eat people.
Yeah,
they're not the smart brainwashing villains they were in the Macra Terror, which I guess makes sense. The Doctor even says they've devolved. They're no longer the scourge of the galaxy.
Yeah. Yeah, they just kind of felt like a bit of a waste.
Yeah, they do.
Again, it felt like we need a threat in this episode, because I don't know how we can stretch stuck in traffic for 45 minutes.
That's just a normal day in Florida.
That's it. I was going to say that's a normal UK day.
And I mean, I get it, but it's at that point, it's just like, just make a new monster then if you're going to change them so much.
Yeah. What about Zygons? What's our thoughts on Zygons coming back?
So the thing is, actually, I did think about mentioning them because they do look great, but they come back in the 50th anniversary, and it's like they're there.
Again, it's like we need a threat. We need a threat for this story.
We need a threat. We need to make it classic because we're celebrating, but they're not really they're not the drive of the story at all, which is good because it's the day of the Doctor, not the day of the Zygons.
True.
Then what about Zygon invasion?
I mean, they've already returned at that point. I mean, I know there's a lot of debate to be had about that episode. I haven't seen it in forever, not since it came out. I don't even remember most. I remember there being 2 Claras, which that's all I remember.
He was a dream.
That's a dream.
Yes.
Clara's dream.
Well, we're gonna do that then. In your guys' opinions, what were the worst returns of classic?
I quite liked Cold War. It was alright.
Mm.
The Sea Devils they're the worst return. Like,
okay.
No, I think you're right.
Sea Devils for worst return? I don't know. We had Omega this year.
Mm.
He's not a monster. He is now, but
is now. That's
Yeah.
right. The Ronnie.
they had to completely throw out his lore to make it make it work in here.
Yeah.
I
You
hate
know,
that
I
so
guess the Ronnie maybe technically because the Ronnie was such a wasted opportunity, and we wasted that
Yep.
actress who was actually very good. Whereas, like, you could still bring back those Sea Devils in a good story. Like, there's still potential there,
Yeah.
but killing off that Ranny, and especially when like it was such a tight timeline with her, it would be a little difficult to like have a story that takes place between her by generation and getting eaten.
Oh, you fucking wait. Big Finish will try.
Yeah, they
Oh,
make
I'm
the
sure
scene too.
They will fucking try.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
I'm sure Big Finish will do like 5 audio seasons of the adventures of the Rani in between all of that.
If they somehow
but,
get the rights back.
Yeah.
yeah, if they get
Because
the
they
rights
had-
back,
they-
they can get that actress there.
Because they had their own incarnation. Like
Hmm.
the second Rani, and she only appears for 2 stories, and they're whatever. They're kind of whatever stories, but like after that, I guess they lost the rights because she never rocked up again.
So we're not going to talk about Suketh?
Sutek.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's dumb, but Sutek is still following Sutek's whole thing of wanting, spread Sutek's gift of death to everything. I think it's just dumb that he's now the
Bro.
god of gods. He's the god of death. He's evolved.
Yeah, for me, it does. Like
He
we
doesn't
say, well,
kill
we're
the
not going
Doctor
to
of Ruby
Ruby.
because he wants to know who Ruby's mum is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lord, don't get me started on that.
God.
It
But
sounds like
that's
she was
not-
nobody.
I mean, also, I think like Sutek's design is really cool and everything in that too. Like him being that giant dog thing, he still looks epic. It's just that there's something broken. There's something broken in RTD, and now he's breaking all of us.
Yeah, Omega, I was
What-
really, yeah. I thought Ronnie was a wasted opportunity, but I would think even Omega was more so of a wasted opportunity. That was just
only-
Jesus. What's
They're
Giant monster eats Rani, gets shot.
the only like I'm dreaming of a saving grace is that they don't actually title what crawls out of there as Omega. They title it the Beast of Omega, and so they could still say that, oh, it's just an amalgamation of the myths surrounding Omega, so the real Omega could return. But that's just me praying and hoping.
Cope.
It never coping.
Cope.
I'm coping. It's cope. It'll never happen, but
Look at this idiot here having
I know.
hope.
I know.
With the current Doctor Who. Ugh.
God,
But
but
no.
what about thoughts on Davros?
Yeah,
Like,
That's a good
specifically,
one.
He had a good
'cause
return.
He's a little, yeah.
it's
Yeah, that's a good one.
it's just so hard to actually like think about that return because there's so much happening in that story, because it's the
Yeah.
Doctor with all of those companions that they had in those first 4 seasons, and then it's just a lot going on.
Yeah.
It was the Avengers Endgame of Doctor Who.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah.
I mean, what made it work best was probably Sarah Jane's reaction to him, because she had a reaction to him that would be similar. Well, they were the Daleks. What am I saying? Yeah, that she had that particular reaction to him. That's what I always remember. It's like it was very similar to when the Daleks showed up. I mean, that's the whole thing about the Daleks is like when you hear exterminate, it's like everybody knows, oh, shit's on now. And for her to take it up another level with the whole Davros being behind it, to my opinion, it leveled them up. But yeah.
And he tried to have that. He tried to capture that energy with Mel and the Ronnie, but that didn't work. That didn't work at all.
It's and it didn't work. It just felt like they just didn't go for it, man. I mean, like Joe said, it's like one of the biggest ways is that if you had Mel in there anyway, why not have her be a whatever is of the Ronnie? Like, have that be the reveal. You didn't know where she was. Oh, she went to the concert. She happened to be amongst that crowd. She walks out of it. Oh, I didn't even know Mel was there. She's okay. And then she turns into the Ronnie. Doesn't eliminate the original Mel. It's just, it's the ultimate, mind F. That's, it's, yeah. Yeah. No, yeah. Well, that was the whole thing. He tried to do it with Mel. And it didn't work because Mel wasn't. I don't know if Mel, because Mel wasn't really being utilized throughout the time she was a unit and with Doctor Who well enough for you to care about the reveal. It was just like she was an insert most of the time. As far as that's how I took her. Like, she wasn't integral to the overall story arc at all. Mm-hmm. So to do that, it's just like, Rose's daughter could have had the same reaction for all that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, though, I feel like Russell doesn't get enough credit for the way he brought back Mel, because he played it so true to the original series by wasting her time and ours.
That was great. Thank you. That's.
I know that might be the theme. That might have been the theme of his run, wasting time. Oh man, it's like. Well, do we want to rank the best return from who had the best return from the original RTT run to the new?
No.
There were so many. I vote for the Midnight Creature. That was the only one that I liked.
And that was his own damn creature.
Exactly.
I mean, I wouldn't even vote for that because it was so unnecessary.
It was unnecessary.
Could have been literally anything else.
And the thing is, it's like we don't. Maybe he's trying to make it so we don't need Doctor Who anymore. maybe that's what he's doing, so he can give up. So he makes all of us give up. That way nobody will ever ask him to go back again.
No, but it's funny how it's like, it's not even like you're paying homage to yourself. It's like, I'm going to come back and purposely undermine my own legacy. It was just like, it was the weirdest thing I've ever seen over a 2-year period. It's like, I'm going to take everything that I built up and purposely tear it down because I'm a Doctor Who nihilist now. Wow, watch this.
Yeah.
Well, it's another depressing episode of Madmen. We hope you enjoy.
I like when the Alpha Centauri returned.
That's true. That, and you know what? That was a story by the great Mark Gatiss. Where's the new episode of Peladon, huh? Where's the new episode? Give me
I would love a Peladon sequel.
That's right. That's what I need.
We need Doctor Who to come back, so
That's true.
Right.
But honestly,
please come back.
You could so easily do a sequel to Peladon that doesn't require any previous knowledge. Like, it's simply just a brand new story, and you do that bit where the Doctor's there and a companion's like, "What's wrong, Doctor? I've been here before." And you go through a whole thing, and it's fine. You don't need the backstory, but you do like a couple of little nods for people who are familiar with the classic stories. Done.
Yep.
You could so easily do that.
Yeah.
I mean, you could bring back which Troughton son is it? Is it David or Michael?
It's David Troughton. Michael,
yeah, you bring David Troughton back as the ruler of Peladon, and you could just be like, "Doctor, you've come back. It's been so long." And then even when like the companion is like, "You know him," the Doctor is like, "I've been here. I'm an honored guest at this point."
Yeah.
Oh, and I got a question. So why? Why did no one bring up the master?
I feel like that's also an easy one.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
It's also it's
especially
hard for me.
his return. I think
It's hard for me to say because I went ahead best returning monster. It's hard for me to go ahead and call another Time Lord a monster, which is why Omega didn't really fit, even though.
Gotcha.
They reduced him to a monster.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's
the
more
only
like
reason I
a
didn't
villain as opposed to monster. Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
Yeah.
because that is one.
Again, the master would have been such an easy one to pick as well because Utopia works so well as both a classic Who fan and a new Who fan of like the master returning. Classic Who, yes, the master is returning. Awesome. New Who fan. Oh, there's another Time Lord, but the Doctor's worried. So interesting.
Not alone.
It's the wrong anagram.
No. At that time it. That's an acronym. That's not an anagram. Anyway, I think that's our show, folks.
Yep.
We want to ask you to like and comment and subscribe, but why not? You're already here. If you've been here for 41 minutes, you might as well do it. We'll be back next week to discuss something Doctor Who related until it kills us. So until then, thanks so much for watching. Have a good night and Alonze.
Good night.